Ducati just unveiled the new 2025 Panigale V4, and we're comparing it to the current 2024 model to see what's new and whether it's worth the upgrade. Let's dive into the key specs first. The new Panigale packs 216 horsepower the crank, a slight increase of 0.5 horsepower over the 2024 model, which is still impressive given the tighter Euro 5 Plus emission standards. The 2025 version seems to be tuned to rev faster and higher, following in the footsteps of its more racy sibling, the V4R, with peak power now hitting at 13,500 RPM instead of 13,000 RPM. You can also see this in the torque output, now churning out 120 Nm, 3 Nm less than the previous model, with peak torque coming in at a significantly higher 11,250 RPM compared to 9,500 RPM for the 2024 version. As for North America, the specs are a bit different due to varying regulations. Weight-wise, the 2025 Panigale V4S model is also lighter, coming in at just 187 kilograms, 2 less than the previous model. With the gain in horsepower and reduced weight, the new Panigale boasts a slightly better power-to-weight ratio, about 0.7% higher than the 2024 version. So, what changes did Ducati make to the engine to achieve this faster and lighter Panigale? Well, it doesn't get a brand new engine, but is more of an upgrade to the existing Desmosedi Chi-Stradale. The liquid-cooled 90-degree V4 engine retains the same 1,103 cc capacity, bore and stroke ratio, and compression ratio. It still has their signature Desmodromic valve actuation system and twin-pulse timing. The rear cylinder deactivation system is also still in place, turning off 2 rear cylinders under certain conditions to save fuel and reduce heat. It still features a counter-rotating crank that spins in the opposite direction of the wheels, which reduces the bike's gyroscopic resistance. This means less effort is needed to turn the bike, resulting in better agility, lighter steering, and more nimble handling. As for the improvements made for the 2025 model, it gets cams with a different profile and a higher lift value. It also has a new alternator and oil pump, just like the ones on the Panigale V4R, and the gearbox drum is now the same as the one on the Superleggera V4. Plus, the variable length intake horns now have a greater excursions. The new Panigale comes packed with all the usual high-tech goodies, such as lean-sensitive ABS, 6-axis IMU, riding modes, traction control, wheelie control, engine brake control, launch control, slide control, and a ride-by-wire system. The throttle control system is now the same as the V4R, and the quickshifter has also been updated. Besides all that, the 2025 model also gained some new features. First up is the Race ECBS, or Combined Braking System. Developed by Bosch and Ducati, this system with cornering functionality can automatically apply braking pressure to the rear, so when you're racing, you don't have to worry about applying rear brake and can focus on other things. If you prefer, you can still switch the feature off and go with the old-school manual rear brake. Next is DVO, or Ducati Vehicle Observer. It's some kind of an electronic algorithm control that uses info from the IMU to simulate inputs from 70 sensors and measure a precise estimate of the levels of intervention of the traction and wheelie control systems. Lastly, the TFT display got an upgrade. It's now 6.9 inches with an 8:3 aspect ratio, which makes it easier to read. Thanks to the larger display, you can see a bunch of new info on one side of the screen. The G-meter shows lateral acceleration when leaning and longitudinal acceleration during braking and accelerating in real time. Power and torque shows the percentage of power and torque being used compared to the max available in the current gear. Lean angle shows the lean angle along with throttle opening and brake pressure. The new Panigale still has the same perimeter-style front frame, with the engine as a stressed member, but now it has a slight update that reduces lateral stiffness by 40% and weight by 700 grams compared to 2024. The biggest change, and what everyone's talking about, is on the swing arm. Ducati went for performance over style this time, ditching the single-sided swing arm. The new swing arm cuts lateral stiffness by 37% and weight, thanks to 2 large lightning slots. This aims to improve traction when exiting corners and give the rider a better feel during acceleration. For the base model, the front suspension duties are still handled by a 43mm fully adjustable upside-down Showa BPF, paired with a fully adjustable Sachs monoshock. As for the higher trim V4S, it comes fitted with an Olean semi-active NPX and TPX combo that's electronically adjustable. For front braking power, the 2024 model is equipped with dual 4-piston Brembo Stylema calipers that bite on 330mm discs. The 2025 Panigale, however, gets new Brembo Hyper calipers, making it the first bike in the world to have them. These Hyper calipers are 60 grams lighter per pair and more high-performing. They are claimed to disperse heat generated by braking more effectively, offering more consistent performance. The tire size stays the same. The wheelbase is a bit longer, stretched by 16mm compared to the current Panigale. The seat height is still the same at 850mm. As for the price, the 2025 Panigale V4 base model is now $1,000 more expensive than 2024 model. The V4S variant, which includes a lean semi-active suspension, Marcassini forged aluminum wheels, lithium battery, and carbon front mudguards, will set you back $33,895, almost $2,000 more than the current V4S. Last but not least, regarding visuals and aerodynamics, the new bodywork design is inspired by the legendary Ducati 916, is claimed to reduce aerodynamic resistance by 4% while providing better protection for the rider in a straight line, keeping them in a sort of bubble of calm air. The new winglets, now integrated into the fairing, are said to maintain the same amount of downforce as the previous model. The new mudguard and the conveyor upstream of the radiators enhance the effectiveness of the cooling system, particularly the oil cooler. The air intake is now single and central, hidden under the fairing, while the tail, which is wider and longer, increases roominess for the rider. Riding position is improved for better aerodynamics and control on the track. The updated seat tank setup provides more room, easier body positioning, and prevents interference with the helmet's chin guard. The footrests have been moved 10mm inward compared to the current Panigale, increasing ground clearance and allowing the rider to position their feet and legs more internally, which improves aerodynamic penetration. At the same time, the rear area of the tank, combined with the side covers and the shape of the seat, better supports the rider during braking, cornering, and entering phases without limiting body movements in other phases. So what do you think? Would you get the new Panigale V4 or stick with your old one? Share your thoughts in the comments below.